some of your headlines this morning. Note the hysteria and panic on each and every one of them. None of them are from mainstream media. They're all from independent media, including the one branded Fox. When I opened my email this morning, I did see this, a breaking news tweet from James Woods regarding Covington Catholic High School. Lawyers have sent legal letters to the New York Times, Maggie Haberman, Washington Post, CNN, NPR, Savannah Guthrie, Andrea Mitchell, Joy Reid, Chuck Todd, The Hill, The Atlantic, Kathy Griffin, and GQ magazine. 7 lawyers are now working on it. And so the follow-up tweet goes on to say that they may sue mainstream media outlets for spreading fake news about their students allegedly harassing a Native American veteran. And then the follow-up tweets from there go on to name quite a few more people who are being sent letters, like Elizabeth Warren. Yes, that Elizabeth Warren. The Guardian, TMZ, Capitol Hill Publishing Corporation, the Diocese of Covington, the Diocese of Lexington, the Archdiocese of Louisville, the Diocese of Baltimore, Aaron Burnett, Sarah Sidner, Anna Cabrera, and Amanda Watts, Elliot McLaughlin, and the list goes on and on and on, and includes Ilhan Omar. Yes, that Ilhan Omar, the Minnesota freshman congresswoman, apparently taking Elizabeth Warren's lead. And that was the only story I felt like reporting on. So, since it also says on our sticky note this morning, who's out on the ice, let's find out. So, as I looked out the window this morning, way earlier, thinking, gee, it looks kind of foggy and it's above freezing. That can't be good for the stability of the lake. These guys showed up and they went out and trekked across the ice with their little kind of cool sleds, and I caught them through the tree branches and from the house, and I thought, well, I wonder, maybe they're not ice fishermen. Maybe they're out there for some other reason. And as you can see, in some places, the ice is a little punky looking. So I kitted up myself and put the radio collar on the dog, and off we went. And there she is, exploring her territory to find out who's been around. And if you think she's not good at camouflaging herself, just wait until she turns her head. She'll give the deer in the deer camp adventures a run for their money when it comes to camouflage. And here she comes, tongue hanging out of her mouth, snow all over her nose, checking on me. And here is what was concerning me. That's a little open water near the shoreline. That is where the snow has been swept away by the wind, and there may be a warm spot. This is one of the things that distracted me. Tell me this doesn't look like an alpaca smoking a cigar. I'm just saying. The dog is irritated with me because I got distracted, and she wants to know, can she go play or what? And I said, well, go play, because I was distracted by a cigar-smoking alpaca. So she's off to investigate, and if you look just above her rump, you can see that there are footprints, a little bit slushy, and she goes off to investigate who's out on her lake walking across her ice. And she satisfies herself that no tragedies are going to happen before I call her off the lake, because they may be out there, but I don't want her out there because I can't get to her easily. So then, I called her back up and we did some little bit of obedience. She's sitting here. Now she's getting a little cold and a little grumpy. She doesn't want to be outside anymore. She's kind of hungry. So, after 45 minutes or an hour of fooling around with the dog and taking pictures of cigar-smoking alpaca, I decided it was probably time, as she looks longingly across the street, for her to get some breakfast and me to actually finish this broadcast. So we came back in and I worked on getting the photos in on the computer, and oh, look at this. Evidence that it was, in fact, ice fishermen. And I have to tell you, I knew this day was coming. A day when I would not be able to choke down the thought of producing a broadcast based on the news that is available to the public, whether it's biased or not. So I think I'm going to take some time and figure out if there are other things that I could and should be doing. Like, for example, I have a bunch of unfinished projects. And these are 3 of them. There's a bracelet on the upper left, and that's completely unfinished. It's a cuff bracelet. And then there is an Egyptian coil, which appears to be finished, but it in fact needs to be cleaned and sealed, and so technically it's not finished. And that third sort of frothy thing erupting out of the mug, that is a Viking knit bracelet, a Viking knit braided necklace with a bunch of seed beads trapped within the braid. And that has been sitting around for a year and a half, 2 years, maybe longer. Maybe it's time I finish some of the things that I have started. So to that end, I may put some of the things that I have done in the past up on the website, as I have threatened to do or talked about doing before. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, we have heard nothing from Subscribestar, so there is no donation or tip jar vehicle whatsoever at this time. And I'm not sure if it'll happen anytime soon, because Subscribestar, it claims to be swamped and backlogged, and I believe them, considering how many people have left their accounts and close them on other platforms. It's now 43 degrees and I'm worried about that ice, because I was so excited. If we were going to have to suffer through a polar vortex, there was an event I was hoping to bring you on the other side, and I don't know if it's going to happen at this point. I have not heard anything about it, so I can't say anything about it. However, if I find out if this winter sport is going to be available this year, I will let you know this week. And that's all we have for you today, for me and the shepherd, on this foggy, warm-ish February day, 3rd day of February. We hope that you are well and blessed. We hope you are enjoying your Sunday. Until we see you again, take care.